everybody, and welcome back once again to Goonies World. I'm Meanie, also known as Ryan, and joining me, as always, Goonie, also known as Colin.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Sean, Johnny Pharaoh, also known as Sean. Sometimes I just get the order flipped around.
That's all right. What's up, yo?
Well, what's up is that tonight we are going to play a new game that none of us have played before, which we do from time to time here on Goonies World. And this one is called Those Dark Places. And it's like a kind of an industrial sci-fi. They name drop like Alien as sort of like a inspiration. It's supposed to be suspenseful and kind of creepy and stuff. And the game mechanics reflect that nicely, I think. And so, of course, we have two new spacefaring characters. Why don't we introduce them to the audience?
Well, I'll go. Well, my character is a scientist. He's the science officer on the ship, and his name is Dr. D.D., is what they call him. His name's Devereux Diggs, Ph.D., and he's a tall fellow, bald on the top, hair around the fringes. Probably wears a jumpsuit or whatever they give him. He's an employee of the corporation. He's not a contractor or a freelancer. He's somewhat dry, not a great sense of humor, but he is what he is. And he used to be a university professor, but I was not very good at the political game, unfortunately, and not very good at publishing. But the corporation did see my value and hired me, so here I am, out here in the black, as they say.
Very good.
Okay. I am Travis Tucker. People call me Truck. And I'm the security officer and a former Navy SEAL. And you can kind of, if I pick the name right, you could probably picture this guy already.
Between the voice and the name.
Well, in the voice,
yes. Good idea.
Mm-hmm. But just to get into the specifics, he's got a handlebar mustache, and he's got a military crew cut, or buzz cut, whatever it's called. And, yeah, he's a kind of a muscular guy, but it's been a while since he's been a Navy SEAL, so he hasn't like let himself go or anything, but he's definitely starting to get a beer belly.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
All right. Well, Dee and Truck sounds like two members of a band, perhaps, but you have been summoned to Grant Stellar Station in the Iota Pegasi B Bravo system. And it's a Cambridge-Wallace Incorporated facility. It's possible, Dee, that you could be, you could live there or something. I mean, it's a big station. At the very least, you are aware of it. It's kind of on the outskirts of Cambridge-Wallace space.
Yeah, I don't live here. I've got a little flat in the Gamma Persei quadrant, but now I've been summoned here. I'll go where they summon me, that's for sure.
And I believe you said you were an employee, a Cambridge-Wallace employee. I believe Truck is not.
Contractor.
Yeah, bloody contractors.
Well, you both find yourselves in a brightly lit sort of briefing room with two unfamiliar men who are both seated, one of them behind a desk and one of them on the other side of it. Sort of a bare bones stainless steel desk, not anything fancy or wooden. And one of them is a little younger than Dee. He's got blonde hair and blue eyes, and he's wearing a Cambridge-Wallace jumpsuit. Looks like he's probably also an employee. In fact, both of these guys look like they're employees. But as you arrive, the guy behind the desk stands up and says, "Right, now that everybody's here, I suppose we can get started. I'm Warrens, by the way, the station manager here on Grant Stella Station. Feel free to grab a drink. The coffee is real. And have a seat here. I'll be as brief as I can. Now, about an hour ago, the deep space transport vessel Ana-Sin-Emid dropped out of faster than light and has been steadily sort of coasting to the outer marker. There's been no communication from the vessel.
Sorry, do you got sugar or cream?
Of course.
I don't suppose there's a cup of tea, perhaps.
I'm sorry.
Coffee.
No, I'm
Hey,
sorry, we don't have tea at the moment.
Tea.
Coffee will do. Oh, yes, sorry.
This guy wants tea.
I'm sorry, did you say antihistamine? Star Cruiser antihistamine? What was it you called it?
It's Ana-Sin-Emid.
Ana-Sin-Emid.
What is that? Scottish or something?
Sort of Arabic, I think.
I'm going to type that in my PDA. I have a little PDA I keep with me, and I'm going to type that. Ana-Sin-Emid. So you say it's coasting to the marker, then?
Yes, and there's been no communication at all from it since it dropped out of FTL. We've tried to hail it, hasn't responded. And the nature of the deceleration appears to have been staged in a manner that suggests that it has been automated rather than done by hand. As far as we can tell, there doesn't appear to be any damage to the ship. Power levels seem normal, but Control are worried that the ship might be rogue. And the last thing we want is a rogue starship careening into other traffic, or, God forbid, this station with its thousands of, somewhat 4,000 people aboard at any given moment.
Yes, very bad, very bad.
So, we have a ship on standby for you to use. It's called the Grams.
Grams.
Yes. Now, the Ana-Sin-Emid is property of the Wayne Tanaka Corporation. But, as it is in Cambridge-Wallace space, we do have the right to offer assistance aboard the ship and, if the opportunity does happen to present itself, claim salvage. We have sent a message, of course, to Wayne Tanaka about this situation, but we don't expect to hear back from them for several weeks. And it's a bit more urgent than that, I'm afraid. So, anyway, we've got the Grams for you on Dock C. If you can please be ready to launch within about an hour, get on board the Ana-Sin-Emid, get to the bridge if you can, and report back to us.
You got it, boss.
Right.
Now, the outer marker is only about an AU out, so it should take you about a day to get there. And we will have, of course, a fully staffed support ship loaded up and sent that way in about 12 hours. It's about as quickly as we can get that together. So you are our first response, and I suppose that's about it.
Sounds fairly straightforward.
Yes, well, it should be.
Right. Well, you can count on me, of course.
Are you expecting anything? You heard anything from this ship at all?
No, they've not responded to any of our attempts to reach them. Not really sure what's going on. Everything appears to be normal as far as we can tell.
And you say they're decelerating. in a way that seems automated. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
So it's unlikely they've gone pirate. If they went pirate, they probably would have accelerated rather than decelerated.
Well, it's hard to say. That's why we're sending you.
Yes, all right. Right then.
Oh, and by the way, sorry. I should have... where's my head? I should have introduced you guys to each other. I'm so sorry. You must be the security guy, yes?
Yep. Call me Truck.
Go by Truck, yes.
Truck.
And,
lovely.
Got the science officer here and the good Dr. Devereux, I believe your name is?
Devereux Diggs. They call me Dr. D.D. Hello, sir. And he shakes hands with Truck. Oh, quite a grip you've got there.
And this gentleman seated next to you, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy, this is Gunther, and he will be piloting the ship as the helmsman.
Gunther, proper Aryan, aren't we?
I suppose so, he says, but reaches out to shake your hand.
Oh yes, give him a good shake. Well, this looks like our brave little trio. Best get on with it then. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find this Grams. I will gather up my few belongings.
I'm sorry, what is it that you do, Doctor?
I'm a scientist. I'm also an engineer, so if there's any technical problem with the ship, and I've got PhDs in chemistry and biology and astrophysics, so fairly well versed. Yes.
Yes, you're a nerd, basically. That's but we need nerds, so yeah.
Yes, I prefer geek to nerd, but
geek.
Nerd is some socially awkward, but I'm actually quite dashing. I was when I had my hair, but
yeah, if you say so, man.
But no, I think boldness is just fine in a Star Cruiser. I've seen the old ancient reruns of Captain Picard. I'd rather like to think I resemble him on a good day. And you somewhat remind me of Wyatt Earp, another folk hero of olden times.
I don't know no Wyatt Derps.
I'm something of an eccentric. I enjoy old Earth history myself.
Yeah, and you're starting to get on my nerves, buddy. So let's just make this trip as easy as we can. And I go in, I do a job, and I leave. That's what I do.
Good, then you can go in first.
Yeah, and I ain't here to make friends.
All right, then. I won't make friends with you.
Well, but you are here to possibly shoot things, says Warrens, as he opens a locker. And
now, that's not a problem.
And pulls out some equipment, sets it on the desk. And he provides each of you with a Dazer Mark III, which you're familiar with. This is kind of a stun gun, does basically non-lethal damage. And a communications unit for you to communicate, wirelessly. As well as 2 automatic pistols and a shotgun.
I'll take the shotgun. Just kidding.
Distribute amongst yourselves.
I'll have one of these pistols. I qualified at the range recently, part of my corporate training. Here, Gunter, take one of these pistols. You never know when you might need one up there in the cockpit.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a second gun on you at all times.
And he hands a... in fact, I believe, Dr. D.D., if I'm not mistaken, your science primary with engineering is the secondary, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
In that case, he gives you an engineering belt.
Oh, lovely.
Which will give you, additional +1 on top of whatever other bonuses you have to any roles involving engineering, as well as a comp aid unit, which will give you a +1 to any rules involving computers.
Right, my little comp aid unit. I'll slave that to my PDA so I can transfer over my Kindle books.
And you're old-fashioned.
Kindle's still a thriving company in the future.
And of course, there are spacesuits available aboard the Grams if needed. The Grams does not, I don't believe, have a docking umbilical, so you will probably need to EVA. Just be warned.
Oh, all right.
No problem.
Though it makes me a little nervous, but I'll be all right. I'm just going to hang on to your belt loop, and you rocket us over there, all right?
Yeah, you hold on tight.
Yes.
Well, Gunther stands up and says, "Shall we go?"
Yes, after you, Gunther.
Yeah, we shall.
So you follow Gunther down to the docking area, and indeed there's a small sublight vessel on Dock C that looks like the Grams. And you board it, and Gunther begins flying you in the direction, well, and being secondary of navigator, you would have plotted a course, I imagine, to the marker. And you begin accelerating quite quickly. Kind of throws you back in your seat, because while, you know, this is a sublight vessel, it's only going to take you, a day to get all the way, there. And you can even see, like, on the little, there's a C meter that, like, tells you what fraction of the speed of light you're going. And it's slowly rising and eventually stops at 0.0057.
Yeah, we only are going a mere 93 million miles, just a walk in the park.
And so I don't know if there's any sort of preparation or anything that you would like to do before you arrive, but now would be the time to do it if there is any.
Well, I might check the data files and see if we can find any additional helpful information about this Ana-Sin-Emid, this ship.
Sure, yeah. It is a clicker class starship, and you have no problem finding a schematic for the sort of floor plan.
Lovely.
Of the ship, which I have already provided to the both of you in the form of a file that I posted, which you have access to now. And I will only note that, and of course the listeners can't see this, but on the left side is the upper deck, and the right side is the lower deck.
Okay.
Perhaps we could put that on our Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
Sure.
Do we even have an Instagram?
No. We have Twitter, though.
Well, if the listener would like to see the map, I suppose Goonie will put it on Twitter.
Yeah, I can do that.
So check at Goonies World's podcast, I think.
Yep, I think. Or, no, it's at Goonies World. The actual, it's at Goonies without an apostrophe _ world.
Ah, okay, very good. As you can see, I social media so much. Actually, none.
Occasionally on the Facebook myself, and my band 6DB has an Instagram.
I mean, I have a Facebook, but I'm not 75 years old. I don't need to read about the Jewish space lasers and shit. It's ridiculous. Social media just needs to just burn in a fire, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, so with that rant out of the way, if unless there's anything specific you would like to do over the course of the next day, boring day, really, we can just kind of fast forward to the approach.
Truck would like to, is there any, like, I doubt there's any weights, or, like barbells or anything in the ship, but,
the spacesuits are pretty heavy. You could go curl some spacesuits.
Yeah, he'll do some curls with whatever objects he can find and some push-ups and all that.
Do we have gravitic technology? It's not like weightless. Is there artificial gravity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose I'll just catch up on me reading.
Well, in that case,
John Milton, Paradise Lost. It's lovely.
the day flies by as you fly yourselves. And you begin to approach the Ana-Sin-Emid.
There she is.
Much larger ship than the Grams. Much larger ship than the Grams. And of course, it does have FTL drive, unlike the Grams. You are certainly welcome to do any sort of scanning or hailing or just looking out the window at it if you like.
First just want to look at it and see if there's any obvious signs of damage or anything.
So you can't really see any. I mean, you haven't done like a full circuit around, so if you want to do that, you certainly can. But at least from this side that you're approaching, you don't see any obvious damage or anything, and all the doors appear to be sealed, normally, like they would be during spaceflight. However, all of the portholes and windows on the bridge and everything all have blast screens up. They've been put up, so you can't see in, and nobody could see out if there were anyone aboard.
Maybe we get on the ship's computer here with my comp aid and see if we can do a little energy scan, see if there's any abnormalities or anomalies we should be aware of. See if they've got pressure and whatnot.
Sure. That make that education roll.
Yes, and I know I'm trying to beat a 7. Am I rolling a D6 or a D10? I can't remember.
Yes. It's a D6 plus your
small
education, and then
trying to beat
since science is your thing, then you get a +2, and then you've got the comp aid, so that's an additional +1.
All right, so I'll be rolling a D6 +7, then so my education is 4. Well, I rolled a 1, so it's a good thing I've got the +7. No, I've got an 8.
Well, then you can indeed detect energy and sort of heat blooms. There's a strong heat signature from the main drive engine at the end of this sort of long boom corridor conduit thing, it almost seems like it's still powered up for FTL, even though it's decelerating. The whole thing seems to have power, and life support seems to be functioning correctly, and the gravity plates seem to be functioning as well. So it looks like you.
Yeah, I don't understand what the problem is here.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary from a technical perspective. Can I get bio readings with this equipment?
You cannot. However, what you do get is you pick up an ID chip that is transmitting from the FTL drive area.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any other ones, strangely.
Is it just a standard ID? Does it match with what we know of the ship and the name and all that?
Yeah, I mean it would appear to be a Wayne Tanaka employee, but it doesn't.
Oh, okay. So it's for a specific employee.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You're unable on your scan to get a name or anything.
So just one ID chip then.
Yep.
Well, that's unusual for a ship of this size, I would say.
Yeah, well, we know there's one guy on there.
Perhaps everyone went for a walk. a little perambulation, a little constitutional. Maybe it's time for us to go for a little walk, a little spacewalk, that is, a little EVA. Perhaps we best suit up. Gunther, I assume you'll stay in here?
When I say suit up, that's when we suit up.
All right, then.
All right, I just want to make sure, Gunther, why don't you just make sure we do a full rotation around this ship, just to make sure, get all sides.
I think that's a good idea. Okay, I will do it, he says, and does a full circuit around the entire ship so that you can get a view of the entire thing. You inspect for damage and stuff, and you do not see any.
And can we hail these people?
You could try.
I don't imagine they're gonna respond, but we might as well try to see what we can see with this hailing.
Yes, this is the Graham's calling Wayne Tanaka Corporation ship Ana-Sin-Emid. Is everything safe and canny on board? Hello.
And you do not, as you probably expected, get a reply, although you do get a confirmation from the ship's communication systems that it has received your communication.
No one there to say hello. Looks like the airlock's on the port side of the craft there. So perhaps we better come alongside there and step outside. Let me put the suit on first, it's rather cold out there.
And you said you want me to stay here?
I just didn't know if you could pilot it remotely or what. Don't know what your plan was.
Well, I don't... if I can stay here, then that is fine. I would much prefer that than doing spacewalk.
Yeah, you stay here. You'll be nice and safe here. And we'll go have a look.
Okay,
suit up good. Now.
Yep, keep the kettle on.
So you guys, Truck gave the gave the order to suit up. So apparently it is now time to suit up, which you do, and exit the airlock of the Grams and begin EVAing in the direction of the Ana-Sin-Emid.
It's beautiful out here in the stars.
So,
just nothing.
Spacewalking can be a little bit stressful. You certainly don't enjoy it and don't do it very often. I think it might be time to make a pressure roll.
I'll feel the pressure. Or do.
So, roll a d6 and then add your pressure bonus.
That is correct.
Ooh, yeah. I got 11.
I got a 5 plus 5 is 10. I believe that's what I need.
That is, in fact, what you both needed, and you both pass your first pressure test.
Feel the pressure, not cracking.
Ain't nothing. Cool as a cucumber.
And as you approach the main airlock, you notice that it has been security sealed and cannot be opened from this side.
Motherfuckers.
Is there anything I can do about that scientifically from out here?
No, it's sealed.
All right, let's check the other entrances.
Well, I don't know. What about the cargo airlock, which will be forward?
Yeah, it's sort of down below,
right
near the front.
Take a little drop down and go around the forward of the craft, see if we can't get in that cargo airlock. And then I believe we might be able to get into the hangar. But let's start with that cargo airlock.
Yeah, let's start there. Let's go.
Hold on, wait for me. I'm holding on to your buckle.
So you kind of climb your way across the...
Hey, my buckle.
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 So, you kind of just using various handholds on the surface of the ship and stuff, pull yourselves along. This is a little bit less stressful than just having to, use your RCS thrusters.
Easy does it.
And when you get to the lower level there, the exterior door of the cargo airlock is actually already open. But it's like pitch black in there. Because, it's in space.
What the hell's going on here?
Do we have a little light on our helmet?
I don't think I've ever seen a light. I don't know. I didn't even think of that. But sure, why not?
I've seen that in movies.
I've seen it in movies, but like actual spacesuits, I've never seen it.
Right. Well, these are slightly more advanced than the spacesuits of our era.
If it's practical, then it's probably not too far-fetched that they would have one.
Sure, and you switch on your little light, which is, of course, pretty useless in the black of space, but much more useful in the context of being inside of an airlock. And you see that there's, you kind of float down into this airlock, and you see on the wall to your left, there's, a big red cycle button.
Let's go ahead and close that and get ourselves into the interior of the ship.
All right, let's go ahead and close this and get ourselves into the interior.
Right. Good idea.
So you slam that button and
smash that button.
Smash that lock button. And the exterior door closes, and a green light comes on the what you assume must be the interior door, suggesting that this, the airlock is now being filled with oxygen. And then, bam! Like the lights just come on, and the interior door. I mean, the room has now been pressurized. Yeah. You're pretty sure.
Weapons out.
But the interior door is still closed, and there is a tremendous amount of blood just splashed all across the interior door.
God damn.
Other than that, the white walls are bright and shiny. But yeah, and then at the very bottom of the door, there's just like an accumulation of gore, like a puddle.
God damn! What the hell happened here?
I think you were right. Weapons out. Perhaps there was a terrible argument or mutiny.
Do neither of you have medical? Is that right?
No.
But you do have engineering?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make an engineering roll.
All right. So that'll be my education, I guess, plus my secondary bonus, which is +1.
Yep.
So altogether a +6. And I have a 9.
So you can tell, or you're pretty sure you can tell, anyway, what happened. And that this door seems to have sealed shut while someone was lying there.
That's quite ghastly.
Yeah, like somehow the control panel got forced open and the safety overriden, And
I hope that poor motherfucker was already dead.
Yes, indeed. Not a pretty way to go. Not very pleasant.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Stinks in here.
at all.
Let's see if we can't get this this interior door open and let's take a look here.
All right, let's go. Let's see what we can see.
So you open the interior door, revealing kind of a longish corridor, which you can see on the map, which has several bulkheads along either side, and then another one at the end of the corridor. And the corridor is sort of like a pentagon, right? It's like with the tippy top of the pentagon sort of having a long illuminated light centered, like, you know, centered right in the tip of the pentagon. And it's very well lit in here and very clean looking. You see the walls of the corridor are padded, probably in case the gravity system fucks up. But they've also like ribbed with piping and various conduit carrying wires and whatever around the ship. And the light, although bright, it does kind of flicker intermittently. Let's see. You do see air vents as well, although they're fairly small. They're not. They wouldn't be large enough to like take the grate off and crawl around in or anything. Mm-hmm. And you can hear just the constant sort of low of like engines, and the occasional sort of beep of a computer console or something, and things like that. Maybe like a pipe creaking randomly.
We're on the lower decks. Yes.
That's correct. And you see, directly in front of you, kind of in the middle of this corridor, there is an elevator as well as a spiral staircase leading up.
I believe, according to my schematics, the cryogenic storage is down here.
I was just gonna say that maybe those guys are all in there sleeping.
Perhaps we should take a look. We've got 4 cryogenic chambers here, I believe. We should make sure there's not something strange. Take a good look, make sure there's not someone just waiting to be woke up.
Right. So, which door or bulkhead would you like to approach?
Well, we'll approach all of them in sequence. We'll start with the one on the upper left here on my schematic. It should be closest to us on our right, I believe, right here.
Right. Okay. So, you approach the doors there to that room, and you notice that the sort of cargo bay doors there are reinforced with thick beams. Let's see. You get that first door open, and a sort of cold mist wafts out along the floor, and inside, again, still well lit, white and gray bay, and there's a sort of large, plain-looking box about 2 meters square that appears to be sealed and locked with warning signs that say sensitive contents do not open. And I don't know if you've taken your helmets off. I assume you haven't.
Certainly not narrated it, no. So this box is not a standard cryogenic tube or something. This is different.
Yeah, right. It's not like a long sleep chamber that you.
Right.
There's no persons crammed in there.
Well, we'd have to open
not that we know of.
You have to open it to find out. And it clearly states there not to. So sensitive.
Truck. You spot a breach in this container in this room.
Spot a breach right here.
Oh yeah.
You don't see it.
Oh.
I'm pointing it out to him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't see it.
Oh.
I don't see what you mean. A breach? What do you...
You gotta know what to look for.
Well, point your finger right at it.
I am a dumbass.
I don't see what you're pointing at.
It's because you're a dumbass.
So do you approach the breach to point at it, to get close to it?
Yeah.
So he's like saying dumbass and pointing at it, at this apparent breach that he's seeing. And like 100,000 spiders just come like scurrying out and onto your finger and up your arm. And make a pressure roll.
Oh, sweet Mary, Mother of God.
You probably don't see that either.
No, he doesn't.
What is wrong with you? You're frantic.
Pressure roll. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 9.
That is not going to be enough, so I'm afraid your pressure goes up to 1.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. Friend, you're under great pressure. What is wrong with you?
Fucking spiders! Fucking spiders!
There's no spiders. Listen, you're having a mental episode. You've gone mental. Calm down. Breathe deep.
I mean, unfortunately, you're still in your spacesuit, right? So it's not like they're actually crawling up your arm or anything. But at this point, they've gotten up your arm and they're like crawling all around your, visor on your helmet. And yeah, it's.
I'm telling you, you're suffering from a hallucination of some sort. There's no spiders on you, I promise.
Get them off!
I can't get them off because they're not on.
Ah.
You've got to breathe deep, alright? I want you to picture a happy place, like a beach or perhaps your grandmother's cottage. Nice cup of tea.
Can't breathe. Can't breathe.
You're going to be alright. I obviously there's some psychological problem you're having, and I very much doubt there's a coincidence.
Is there any stuff you can spray that we have on our either on our suits or in this room somewhere? Maybe a fire extinguisher or something?
There probably is a fire extinguisher somewhere on the ship, but you don't have one.
I might have a little compressed air
he's...
canister on me engineering belt. I'll have a little compressed air canister.
If he has one, I'm going to try to grab it. Spray myself, trying to get the spiders off.
Okay, make an agility roll.
5.
That's all, huh? Well, let's say you spray some of them off, and you seem to get most of them off, and then they scurry away.
I think that's most of them. Whew.
Listen, you've got to believe me. There's no spiders. Either you're
the dumbass that didn't even see the breach, so you can't even see the spiders either.
Because it's not there. One of us.
You need to get your eyes checked.
Well, one of us is suffering from a psychological effect of some kind.
Yeah, one of us is.
Well, Truck, you now that the spiders are gone, you look back to the breach where they erupted from, and you can't see it anymore.
Wait, what the fuck? Did you patch this up?
I did not. No.
There was a breach there. I saw it.
I'm telling you, you're suffering from hallucinations, and I believe.
Did you fucking drug me?
I did not drug
Scientist.
you. No,
Fucking doctor.
I suppose Gunther could have drugged you, but I very much doubt it. And no, I believe we're getting close to the mystery here. Perhaps there was some sort of a psychological problem. The box is clearly labelled dangerous, do not open. Perhaps something in the box is reaching out to you, telepathically, and causing a bit of a problem for you.
That's crazy. I'm going to check the vents. Is there any vents in here?
Well, there would be, I suppose.
Coming from the vents, they're leaking gas out there. It's making me see shit. I'm gonna go up and I don't know, if I can reach the vent or how high it is or whatever. But he wants to inspect it.
Look, you've got a sealed system. There's no way the gas could be affecting you. This is something mental. I've read about such things, but never encountered it.
Maybe I got a breach in my suit.
It's possible, I suppose. Let me do a quick check. Just calm down. Turn around.
You pat me down.
I'll pat you
watch,
down.
Watch the jewels.
Right. Oh my, yes. Okay. Does his suit appear to be okay to me?
Yeah, it does. I would say go ahead and make an engineering roll just to make sure you catch everything.
Yeah, I've got an 11. Yeah, you're right. Your suit's got complete integrity. The real question is, do we open this box? It so clearly says there's something strange about this box. That's where you saw the breach. It's where you saw these phantom spiders.
It's dangerous as it is, so maybe we ought to open it and kill it, whatever it is.
Well,
if it's some fucking dude with, psychic powers or something.
Well, I don't know. I'm feeling a little apprehensive about that. I don't know that that's the wisest course to take, but you're the one in charge of security, so I'll go along with what you say. Just let me
that's right.
Ready me auto pistol here, just in case. I know you said guns out earlier, but I didn't get mine out. I'll get mine out now.
Alright, I'm gonna is there? Yeah, I don't know how to open it, but he'll go up and inspect it. I'm sure.
I'll just be back here by the doorway.
Get ready to shoot. Hope you know which way to point it.
I qualified. It's part of my corporate training, I told you.
So, you attempt to find a way to open this storage container. But it quickly becomes apparent that it is sealed and locked, and there's no way you're going to be able to get into it, short of a massive explosion or something.
God damn, it's sealed up tight. I'm going to kick it just because.
Out of spite, fine.
Yeah.
You kick it.
Whoever closed this box certainly did not want us opening it. Perhaps we leave it, check these other cryo chambers, see if there's any more boxes.
Yeah. We still got these other rooms to check out.
Let's go to the cryo chamber across the corridor. Yeah, the one on the upper right in our schematic.
All right. So you walk across the pentagonally shaped corridor. And open the door, and once again, Truck, the cold mist rolls out from the door, but Dr. D.D., strangely enough, and you know that these say cryogenic storage, or this is what they were labeled anyway on the schematic you received. But no, it's like it's so hot in there. It's filled with heat projectors, like with glowing red lights, and you can feel the heat through your spacesuit, and it's just burning you.
No, you don't go in there, Truck. It's far too hot and it's dangerous.
You feel like you can't breathe, and in fact, you need to get your spacesuit off.
Just give me a moment. I've got to...
what are you doing?
I've got to take the spacesuit off. It's so hot. It's so bloody hot. Just give me a hand here with the...
Your suit malfunction. It's not supposed to be hot.
Well, I know that I better get it off then, but no, don't you see the big heat projectors in there? That's what's causing all the heat.
You're fucking crazy, man.
I'm going to take it off. First thing I'm going to do is, activate the helmet so that the visor comes up.
Okay. The visor does indeed come up. Make a pressure roll.
Oh, it's so hot. It's so bloody hot. It's awful. No, I have an 8. Take 1 pressure.
Take 1 pressure.
I'm feeling the pressure. No, don't go in at all, though. You're going to get burned. Unless you're telling me you don't see these heat generators. They're right there.
I don't see shit, man.
It's like with the spiders again. But I see what I'm seeing, and I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling bloody hot. I feel like I'm going to die. Does anything happen when I remove the visor? Of my helmet?
I mean, now you just kind of feel the heat, directly on your face. And
I feel me pressure roll. I'm feeling pressure. Do you have enough presence of mind to, is there any way I can use my suit to check my internal temperature, my readout? Do I have a little, any way that, anything built into these suits that, I can see if I'm really hot or whether it's a psychological? Temperature
make an engineering roll.
Yeah, let me just say this is so hard to concentrate. I'm feeling so much pressure. Oh, yeah. I got a 12.
And, you see that everything seems normal, and you look around and you see that this room is indeed just the same as the first one.
All right, listen. But there's no box in here? Is there...
No, it's exactly the same. It's just sort of brightly lit, white and gray cargo bay with a big-ass 2-meter square box in it that says sensitive contents do not open on it.
In this one too?
Yep, exactly the same.
Right, listen, you've seen these spiders. I felt like I was in a Turkish bath for a moment. There's some mad Turk had stoked up the coals, right? And made it so hot I could barely breathe. But I'm going to close me a visor here for a moment now that I've got all my senses together, just in case. Obviously, there's something happening here, something psychological. I don't believe that you saw spiders. Surely you don't believe I saw great heat lamps, right?
No, you probably just, you're probably freaking out.
It's probably the same effect that caused you to see the spiders.
Maybe, yep. Probably a good theory, Doctor.
Perhaps we better check these other 2 rooms, and just remember, if you see or feel anything strange or out of the ordinary, let's try to keep ourselves, try not to freak out, because it's most likely in our minds, right? There's something here, perhaps that I don't know, some strange energy. I've never seen anything like this in any of the literature. But we've got these other 2 cryo chambers here. Further aft, let's go check it out. Aft is the back of a ship, right?
Correct.
Fore and aft, yeah. Let's check the one, this lower left one. Let's check this lower left one on our schematic and see what we see in there. Just remember, keep your mind at ease.
You don't have to tell me. I'm a fucking former Navy SEAL, man. I got mind like a steel trap.
All right, but you did freak out over some spiders, so I'm just saying, if you see the spiders or in a cricket or a worm or something, it's probably not real.
Well, we'll see.
And if I walk in and there's a giant microwave oven and they're melting me eyeballs, that's probably not real. It's very hard to keep that in mind because it sure feels real.
Yeah, what happens if we do see some shit that's real and we think it's fake?
Well, suppose
remember that too.
I suppose if it's something you could shoot, then you should shoot it, then shouldn't you?
Oh, I'm shooting.
So as you head back across to the other side of the corridor to look in this third room, you I should mention that you both now, I believe, have a pressure level of 1.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's not too bad. You know, you can shake that off. But when that gets up to 2 and higher, then we start running into some stuff. So you walk across to the other side of the corridor and open the door. And who's opening the door?
I'll open it.
Truck is opening it.
I assumed it would be. So, Truck, you open the door, and this room is exactly like both of the other ones, except there are just bodies piled up in here. And apparently you opening the door, agitated the pile, because one of them from the top of the pile just kind of slips and rolls down and smashes into 1,000 pieces when it hits the floor.
Because it's frozen?
Fuck!
Did I see that too?
Nope. Make a pressure roll.
Me?
Yep.
What's the matter with you? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh.
Do you see a ghost?
I have a 7. I don't think that's enough.
That is not enough.
You see the ghost of your overbearing father. I have a feeling you had an overbearing father.
So your pressure level is
up,
now
Dad.
2.
Okay, well, I'm crazy.
You're not crazy.
What do you see? What's the problem? Is it more spiders?
So basically, here's how this works, right? Your pressure level just went to 2, and so now you roll the dice again.
Okay. 1.
Oh no, are you serious?
That's what I rolled, man.
Okay, so what you're wanting is to not roll under your pressure level.
Ah, shit.
So you, having a pressure level of 2 and having rolled a 1, unfortunately, roll a d6 again. I will consult my chart.
1.
All right. So you are now in shock, and your body begins shaking almost uncontrollably.
I'm awaiting to go into. We've got a situation. Our truck is in shock. He's going into shock. There. Let's see here. I'm going to Google what to do when someone goes into shock. No, I don't. Have I had any training at all on possibly? I'm going to drag him out of here. Is what I'm.
Well, you don't need to. You don't need to drag him out of here. The only, I mean, he is kind of visibly shaking, but in game mechanics terms, the only real effect is that your agility is reduced by 1 point for temporarily.
Okay.
We'll just hold it together. Is there another box in here? Another
Yes,
You know,
it's exactly the same as the first 2 rooms, yes.
Right. So I'm basically like, my sensors are back. I'm able to think clearly, or am I?
So, yeah, I mean, you experienced that that hallucination, and it continues on for a while, but it does pass eventually. But it does have that horrible effect on you.
Just keep cool, keep cool. We've got
piles of bodies.
No, it's all right. There's no piles of bodies. I promise. There's another cryo chamber down here, though, across the hall. We need to.
It's your turn.
Oh, all right then, Chuck. I'll do it. I'll open. Keep me covered. In fact, don't keep me covered. I don't want you to fire and hit me. I'm going to open the door here on this last cryo chamber. Here we go.
Okay. So DD opens the next door, I believe. Is it, you were saying you were going to do it rather than...
That's right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to open it. I'm not in shock yet.
And you open it and find a room identical to the other 3. It's just a giant 2-meter square or 2-meter cube, box with the sensitive contents do not open label.
Do either of us see anything out of the ordinary in here?
No, you kind of at this point, now that it's happened in each of the first 3 rooms, you're almost sort of expecting it,
yeah.
But no, nothing.
It's a trick.
Nothing strange happens.
I don't see anything strange, Truck. Do you see anything strange?
It's strange that there's not something strange.
That's right. Yes, I know what you mean. I see what you mean. All right. Perhaps we leave this alone for the moment.
Let's consider ourselves lucky and get the hell out of this place.
We've got one more room on this level, though. We've got the secondary engines and life support systems. We should probably check that.
We should probably go check those out. Let's go.
Right. Good idea.
So you head to the final area here at the aft of the bottom level of the ship. And you go into the sort of sublight engine room. And you see this is a perfectly serviceable, kind of an older model Mark IV sublight drive. DD you would recognize. Appears to be in fine condition and recently sort of rebuilt. The cabling looks newer than the engine itself, and the shielding and the seals all look nice and new. And you can see the life support readouts here as well, and everything looks to be running efficiently and normally.
Everything looks good. I'm going to... Truck, give me a moment. I'm going to look around and see if I can find a port where I could access the ship's computer from this room. Is there one in here?
There is not.
All right. Well, you know what this means. We're going to have to go up onto the upper decks.
Yes, I know. We're going to clear out. I think we've cleared out this level.
Unfortunately, these guns we've got don't seem to do much good against hallucinations now, do they?
Well, only one way to find out. I think guns pretty handy for almost everything, but
just tell you, if you look at me and you see like a big buck deer or a chicken, please don't shoot.
You're dead. You're dead meat.
Away team to go to keep that engine hot. We may have to get out of here in a hurry. All right. I'm going to turn on my suit cam and pipe that back to the Grams just in case we don't make it out of here. If I have a suit cam.
So you send a transmission back to Gunther on the ship. and you get back a response that is just Gunther screaming.
Oh my god.
Do we both hear this or just him?
You can both hear it.
Oh my god.
The fuck, man? Hey, shut up.
That's all.
And the communication just cuts out. I think that's going to be pressure rolls for both of you.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, well now I don't know. This is no good. This is no good. Yeah, I don't make the pressure roll. I only got a 7. So, do I need to roll a d6?
Yes, you do.
I have a 5 on that one. Shit.
What do we... I rolled a 10. Is that
No, you
what
made
we
it.
needed?
Yeah, you made it.
Yep. Awesome.
Well,
Gunther's alright. Gunther's alright. I'm going to be stuck here forever.
Nah, we got... this ship's perfectly fine. We could take this...
It's not fine. It's
sucker
not
home.
fine. It's not fine. We're going to die up here.
And Dr. DD, you... Also, your agility goes down by 1 point.
Temporarily. Gunther's not okay. He's not okay. Here's the question: do we go back and see if he's all right, or do we maybe hope as another hallucination that we? How could we both hear it? We didn't both see the other hallucinations. Perhaps he's hallucinated. Something terrible.
I heard the scream. You heard the scream.
Yeah, we can't have both. We can't both have the same hallucination.
Or can we?
Or can we? I don't know. Perhaps we better check the upper decks quickly. We've got a job to do. Oh.
Got a job to do. That's right. I wanted to ask if do we know where that ID signal was coming from earlier? Which
Yes.
part of the ship?
Yeah, didn't you say the engineering room? The engine room? Or where did you say?
Yeah, it's...
Like the upper engineering room, I assume, right?
Right.
Right. We've got to go up there and then go down a long, long corridor. That won't be scary. I'm feeling the pressure, I've got to be honest with you, Truck. I'm feeling the pressure.
Keep cool, man.
I'm going to use up all my oxygen. I've got to breathe. Picture a quiet place. Picture my Gram's cottage. Nice cuppa.
All right, so I think we head upstairs. We go to the engine room, the aft, and see if there's someone there with that signal.
Right.
All right, well, I will take it under advisement that will be the plan for next time
Yes.
on Goonies World.
In space. More like in space. All right, well, we have a good mystery here. I'm looking forward to next time to see what the hell is going on.
Cool. Well, we will certainly. It'll certainly be interesting to find out.